She's got all 4 bars. Hopefully this is the correct sound output everybody's receiving. Let me open up another page here and make sure that all of my streams are live. So first one, we'll go to this one. And we will see here your channel. Tinker, tinker, you old fart. Here we go. Got a little bit of a drag there. Hello. We'll see how far of a delay it is. And I'll swing this over to that one. That must be one hell of a delay. Tinker, you old fart. Looks like I've got some stuff in not good places. Right there. I don't know what that is. Or that. But now we've got that one up, and I need my other one up. That must be one hell of a delay. Just in case you guys have a comment or something you want to leave. Not good places. And who knows what we are going to do at this moment. It is going to be interesting for both of us. And we'll go to groups. But now we've got and Thornbush. And hey, here we are live. Of course, there's a lot of gap in there, a lot of delay, a lot of twitching. Hey, Steve, how are you doing? I don't, you left one. Left one what? Of course, there's a lot of gap in there. Pop this out. Now, this is on my Steam Labs. Hey, Steve, how are you doing? So I kind of got to pay pretty close attention. You left one, so I kind of got to. So I don't miss your comments. Left one what? So I don't. You left 2 comments. There you go. Hello, Mike. I left 1. I left 2. Now you've left 3. So, man, I slid outside, do a little test run on my RC 4-wheel drive, and I sprayed down with the Skeeter spray, but I tell you what, them suckers found where I wasn't protected, and they got me a couple times. Little dirty rats. I don't know how to get rid of them. I've tried and tried. Dang, they hurt. Well, they don't hurt, they itch. And then I scratch until they hurt. That's what it is. Okay. Got the old Canada Dry. I don't know what I'm going to do just yet, Steve. I think what I might do is I may pull out one of these kits. Now, let's see here. Done, done, done. I don't know what I'm going to do just yet, Steve. I think what I might do is I may pull out. Well, I'm hearing something. One of these kits. Well, I'm hearing something. Now, let's see here. I think I may have got it. Okay. Yeah, sorry about the Facebook quality. Facebook's quality is not very good. Now, if you go over to YouTube, the Thornbush RC, you may get better quality. Cheats are playing. Yeah, I don't care. Let's see. Yeah. I've got plenty of stuff to do. Um, So this is going to be going on for quite some time now. But this is what we got to put up on the bench for right now. Got to make some room. Slide it that way. Slide it that way. Perfect. Focus. There we go. Spin the box around. And this is what we got, courtesy of Colby Trump. We have an SMT-10. It's a scale monster truck raw builder's kit. It also says 1/10 scale electric four-wheel drive, but there's no electrics with it, so it's just a 1/10 scale four-wheel drive. That is not yet electric. We'll see. Let's pop open the box and see what the directions say. So, let me grab a knife. A knife of some sort. Let's see. I've got that. Now, I don't normally go live on Facebook with being on Steam Labs because I have a frame droppage. But right now I'm running pretty good. I've got 0 frame drops. I also don't have a lot of extra crap open up in the background like I normally do. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty amazing kit, Steve. I have not built one before, but I have seen one. I believe Lance McIntosh brought his beast out, which was the Gravedigger. Slicing the factory seals. Bam, bam. Weird, this one was factory sealed twice. Okay. What's in the box? Let's get this up a little bit higher. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So we can see this bench. Okay. So what do we have in the box here? It appears we have a box full of plastic parts. It looks like we may have some links. I think that's a diff housing, ring and pinion gear bearings. More links. Some C-clips for something there. Don't know. That's bag 1. And for this bag, looks like a big bag of frames. Got some headers, a blower, or a bird catcher at least. Which would insinuate that you have a body to put this on. We've got the receiver tray, a battery tray, a parts tray, or a parts tree. I don't know what all that stuff is. We'll crack her open here shortly. Let's see, what do we have here? We've got a driver's body. And if this is the lift kit that they provide, I noticed on the box I saw like some type of a lift kit with them little trapezoid pieces in there, which means it's Lexan. Some super fat chunky wheels. For monster truck tires. And we've got a bag of screws, a couple Allen wrenches in there, some gears for the trans housing, more parts trees. All of these were quality checked, so all the parts should be in here. And then, as with every axial kit or vehicle you buy, you got a set of gate markers, a T-wrench, and it appears we have some Gravedigger decals. Well, at least Gravedigger headlight decals here. Because Gravedigger's got the red headlights, little flames above the headlights. And then now we're back to the empty box. No, this is not mine. This is Colby Trump's kit. He's got a lot of things going on right now, like building a house. And he's building it, so I'm going to help him out and build his truck. Build his truck for him. So we're going to set this down here first. And we're going to start at the top. I'm going to open up the bag with the manual. And since, I mean, I could probably put the kit together without the manual, but I've never done an SMT or AX10, whatever. See, that's where I get confused. It's called an SMT10 scale monster truck. On the box, they call it an AX10. So, you know, it's like, well, it's called SMT10. Yeah, an AX10 transmission. That's what it's got in it. Okay. So it is an SMT10, which would be scale monster truck. So one thing with Axial is most of their labeling is pretty spot on. You got your SCX10, which is the scale crawler. 10th scale, you have an SCX24, which is 24th scale, so forth. SCX6, which is your 6th scale. SMT would be your scale monster truck. Then you've got the RBX10, which is going to be our next kit, which is a rock bouncer in 10th scale. So we're not going to need headlight stickers yet. May not ever need the headlight stickers. So you go through all the legal jarble that they put into these things. You can try putting it together in German. You can, I don't know what language that is, but it's there. There's quite a few different languages, but we want English. Okay, so we don't have any of these parts, so don't go to that page. Alright, here's all of our other pieces. Straight axle adapter, rear. AR60 steering knuckles. That would be one cool thing with these monster truck builds. If they was to do the rear steer with them also, right out the box, I think that would be pretty cool. Because all your monster trucks have it. Why wouldn't your scale monster truck kit have it? Just putting that out there, Axial. Not that I'm anybody. But anyhow. So what they're wanting us to do is build axles first. Of course they would. Okay, open bag A. I have a feeling this is going to be really cut and dry. So we will find bag A. And this is probably all we're going to do today is the axles. All right, bag A. What do we got coming in front of me here? We're not going to need the drill. Bigfoot started it. Yes, he did. You know where Bigfoot was from? There's a trivial question for you. Where was Bigfoot from? Super Cow Poopman, how you doing, buddy? I haven't seen you for a while. I haven't been on for a really long time. I haven't done much of nothing for a really long time. One of my longest Twitch viewers there, Super Cow Poopin'. All right. There's bag A. Hannibal, Missouri. You know your monster truck's pretty good, Steve? Oh, crud. Super Cow's currently battling the COVID. I feel for you, buddy. Let's see here. We'll drop this back down to desk level. Kind of see what we got going here. So we needed bag A, plastic bag 1. So this is bag C and bag B. We don't need those yet. So now we're going to crack open this bag. Looks like we have trusses. Rod ends. I don't quite. One looks like oh, that's the steering link, which they've phonied up to look like, I guess, some type of oh, those steering shocks. Goodbye. You already cutting out? Yeah, everything's going good here. Like I say, I just been kind of off in the little slump, I guess. I don't know. Building slump. And these look like servo savers. Here we've got a pumpkin housing, and we have leaf mounts, and we have our differential bearing housing. Here are the axle housings. Could be front or rear or front or rear. Here we have plastic ball ends. And we have plastic links. This looks like the links off of my bomber. And we're not going to need the links anytime soon. Looks like here's the straight axle. Okay, so their straight axle adapter kit is where these go onto here to tell you, hey, either I got a straight axle or I'm building a steering axle. Here's another link bracket and bearing bearing housing for the holder for the wheel or gear bearings. They're center diff bearings. There's a loose differential pumpkin. We'll just dump the rest of those out. Okay. And let's see, what all do we got here? This is a part of the differential, the gear and bearing kit. Here's a link retainer, and I kind of wanted to do this on this kit. Just gonna find a blade. I have one here, right here. I knew I had one. It's just a matter of where. And then I just had there. This is a very cheap hobby knife kit. So I'm gonna try to make it work. I'm just using this to clean off the hits on the pieces. So there's that. Because some of these parts where the tree got snapped from the tree has the slag still on the part. And we'll just want to trim that down. Normally I do this only on my Gundam builds, but kind of carried over to this. Let's see, this is where we'll take these nippers. We will cut these parts from the tree. And then we will shave down. This here. And since I've never taken a class on building an AR-60, I've always just done it. I'm going to read the instructions this time. I promise. Promise I am. There we go. So we've got parts that have kind of gotten broke off of the tree through shipping or whatnot. Parts that I do question their injection molding, but nonetheless. Okay, so step one, we are building the gear, the planetary gears. Yeah. These AR-60s. They are AR-60s. I have not built a set of AR-60s with planetaries in it before, but it's showing. So we'll slide this over to the side, and we will crack open bag A. I think what's helping my program here a little bit this time is I don't have background music. I don't have my streaming avatars walking back and forth across the page. I don't have the auto text chat thing that reads the chats to me from the Twitch. I don't have any of that going. So this is just raw mic time on the bench. Okay. So this is showing ×2. We've got to build this part. So in each one of these bags must be 2 of each of these. Okay. And why I'm doing it this way, I do not know. Give me just 1 second. Bear with me. I'll get this stuff cleaned off of here. Which there's quite a bit. Pull all that off. Pull that off. We're going to make this just a step easier here. with the Jasper tray. Let me get all this stuff up on here. Set the book there for a second. This is probably the more logical way to build. Ah, the SCX6. Yeah, I remember you telling me you had one or you was getting one. I seen on Facebook Marketplace a fella had purchased an SCX6 and went through it, totally upgraded, and now he's wanting to sell it. Wanting to get 2,500 out of it, and I don't know. I don't see it happening. Who knows? It could. He could get it. All right, so here we go. Got the Jasper tray out. Things are getting serious now. Okay. Let's see here. Go back. Small size. Oh, no. Small size. How do I get that? Enter full screen. What if we just click? There we go. All right. It helps that out. Yeah. Yeah. And my computer's so far outdated. I haven't obtained any of my goals, my Twitch goals for purchasing a new computer. I've just kind of given up on that. So just going to deal with what I got, and that's what it is. All right. So that's a trust. I don't need to open any more bags. I can tell you that. Just trying to get stuff set aside here. Axle shaft, so we'll need soon. There's that. There's those. There's these. There's this. Them I will need soon. I will need these pieces eventually. We are focusing on these pieces here. So there's all the planetaries and the ring gear. Here is the output shafts, gaskets, C-clips. So let's see. Book. Back to the book. Back to the book. Back to the book. All right. Figure out a way to clean everything on the RC. Lysol. Lysol spray. Planetary, planetary, planetaries, and more planetaries. Alright, so we take big main gear. Got two pegs. Shows facing this way. Shows. We're just going to build it right like the picture shows, which is probably not the best way to build it. But it shows big bearing on the outside. 4 cap head screws. That's AXA015 M2 by 10 millimeter. They look a lot bigger than this. The other bag of screws. this is showing bag B. This is the only other bag they show. Got cap heads, mushroom heads, or buttons. Certainly. Man, them things look awful small. And man, they look small. But I'm going to say that's what they are. Okay, so looks like we got a little bit of debris in here. Let's see if it'll flake out. Oh, yeah. Just a little bit of milling debris. Okay, so we've got a gasket in which there are 2 notches on the gasket that fit the 2 pegs on the ring and pinion. Ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, just spray the heck out with Lysol. That's what I do. You've already got it once, you're not going to get it again. You'll be immune to it. So they say. There, I'm just browsing my streams here. We got nobody on the face or on YouTube, but nobody really follows me on the YouTube, so. All right. That is bearing 4 bolts. We're going to say it's these. They're scrawny. So, anyhow, what this is going to do, this is going to allow one rear wheel to turn one way, the other rear wheel to turn the other way. Limited slip, I guess, is what you would call that rear end. A good purchase for this right off the bat would be a locker, a Vanquish locker to put in here. And what that would do is that would eliminate all them planetary gears. Put you on a Positrack rear end. Okay, so there's 4 screws. And now planetaries. We'll take 1 rod. And on this 1 rod, we place 2 of the small gears, gear side pointing in. Just like that. I'm going to try to get you in here a little closer. So this is what we got. Looks like a little dumbbell. And we got our ring gear. And we will need 1 large flat gear as such. And what that's going to do is that is going to set right in here. And we got screws falling out. Sits right in there like that. Okay. Then this will sit right in there like that. Okay, then we get the gear housings, which are these right here. So you can see it's going to say to put this in that slot, but first we got to add this other large gear into that. This will now be able to set in here like this. Let's get them separated. There we go. Okay. And it says to grease it. They give us some grease. I'm assuming that's what's in the white tube here. With it being in the bag that the rear end stuff's in, I can safely assume that. I'll definitely be able to tell once I open it up. Oh, the monster truck. There's Colby. He is the owner of this fine rig. We'll throw a little bit of grease on there and there. Alright, so basically where we're sitting, I have the large gear sitting in the bottom of this with the two planetary gears on the outside. And you can kind of see how that's going to work. As I start to spin it, you can see the bottom gear in there spin as well. Alright, here I have the main ring gear with the other large gear. And I'm going to place these two together now. Well, I'm going to put that back down. Alright, so where them two pegs are, that gasket set in, those two pegs are also going to set in the sleeves where the ring gear sits. And them two in there and there. So we'll get those two lined up. That'll sit right on there. Oh, shot my screws out. Nice and flat. We'll get these started. A lot of guys build with these electric screwdrivers. I've got one, but there's, I don't know. I'm always afraid I'm going to strip one of the screws out. But as I was saying before, these planetary gears that we're putting into this right now, it's kind of, I don't know. I'm sure it has a purpose, or they wouldn't have done it. But I would much rather have a Vanquish locker put on this over this limited slip rear end any day. This truck's gonna probably be put through hell. It's a monster truck. That's what they're for. 16S X-Max down for the count until I can find diffs that hold up. Yeah, 16S on an X-Max. That's a lot of juice, a lot of power. I hope you can find something. The X-Max also runs on planetary gears. I don't know if they would make lockers for that or not. That's a lot of power. And probably if you can run, let's see, that go up to like 24. So if you could run a 24S in there, holy smokes. Throw some wings on it, Jeeves. You'd probably be able to fly that thing. Alright, here's the fourth and last final screw into the differential gears. Well, maybe. There we go. Right. Okay, so make sure everything's all snug around this. She's been greased. And the last and final bearing on the outside. Bada boom, bada bing. What a wonderful thing. Now, looking through there, I don't think I'll be able to get you guys to where you can see it. Well, maybe. Looking through here, you can't see all the way through, and that is because there's a rod that goes right through the middle of this thing. But have no worries. That's not, doesn't have to be passed through. I had a set of, here's some axles here. And this will kind of show you how this is going to work. So we will pop out this one and this one, the rear end. Okay, so you're going to have this shaft here that's grooved because on the large gear, that's what this goes into, like that. And so this is the way this is going to be sitting inside the differential, and it's going to plug into this planetary gear. Okay, so once that happens, find that slot, that. So now this axle can freewheel, and we're not spinning any ring gear at all. But when you add the other half to that, you can spin them both opposite directions, and it works just fine. But when you put both the mustard down, that ring gear turns both sides. So say you jump, wreck into some rocks, you get this wheel caught, and you kick it in high, what's going to happen is this outside is going to just freewheel like crazy and spin in the air. You're not going to be putting any power down to the ground. That's why I would like, Hot Racing makes a locker, like Super Cow said, and so does Vanquish. And Vanquish is one that I would use and recommend other people to use. But yeah, you're just not putting any power to the ground. All your power is going out here in this up in the air wheel that's not touching anything, not getting you any traction. To me, doesn't make sense. Don't understand why somebody in the racing world would ever want that in their rear end, or want anything in their rear end. Right, never mind. Anyhow, there's one set done, and now for round two. This one's going to go a little easier, a little quicker, since we've put one together already. We got our bearing. We got our gasket. We have first gear on there, plastic housing. Second gear sits in the bottom. Two small gears place onto the shaft. Boom, boom. And we drop her in. Just like that. Bam. Add grease. Just like that. Alright, so there's everything there. Right together. It doesn't take as long when I'm not hog jawing. 4 screws. There's one. There's two. And this is, I recommend people getting into the RC hobby to buy a kit first rather than a ready to run. Right, well, if you got a buddy you can borrow a truck from, do that. Make sure you're going to like it. If you do like it and find a little nick for it there, buy a kit. When you build a kit, you can understand how the thing works, how it's supposed to work. Right, with the planetary gears, I had no clue how these planetaries worked until I built my drift car. The transmission or the rear differential on it, all planetaries. And yeah, well, I take that back. One of them is limited slip, and then the other one is a Positrack rear end. The YD2 is a Positrack. The D5, that Secura D5 that I built, was a limited slip, and was also one of the hardest cars to ever tune for drifting. There's number 2. Alrighty, and now we have pinion gears, pinion shaft, or output shaft. And what's going to happen is this is going to slide onto here. There's a pin. I want to slide on there first. That slides through that hole. And what that does is that locks your pinion in. Then for the end of it, we have this tiny C-clip. In which, let's do it this way. Well, we have to do it this way. Never mind. I was going to try to put the C-clip on first and then throw that pin in, but what that C-clip does is that locks that pinion down onto the little pin there. And we'll get this C-clip seated. I think Colby may have anticipated me starting on one of his other trucks rather than starting in one of these kits first. There we go. There is a built pinion gear. Ring gear, pinion gear. That's the purpose they call it a ring and pinion. Now, also in the RC world, you have a spur gear and a pinion gear. Or, no, it's a slipper gear and a pinion gear. Yes. Definitely on the kits. Definitely a yes on the kits. Also, what a lot of people don't realize is when you buy these kits, sometimes you'll get better parts. This kit here, I question because monster truck, you're driving a truck with big tires. More often than not, it's going to have a big motor. It's going to want to be built for speed and for torque. So my question would be, if you're going to build it with all that, back to this package here, I'll show you. My question is, I bought a kit because they're supposed to have better parts in them and all that. Let me get that off there. Why in the hell would Axial put dog bones? This is the absolute crappiest axle shaft setup ever, in my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to that, but dog bones, well, they pretty much suck. So, that's going to be something that's going to break, and you're going to need to upgrade it. Because what happens is your output is totally separated from your axle shaft. Yeah, it works great. There's your steering max right there. That's as tight as you can turn. But they're not connected. My opinion, universals, best way to go. So there'll be some upgrading left to do to these axles once they're built. All right, we're up to step 2. We are going to need the axle housing. Boom, boom. We're going to clip these off there. And we're going to shave down any nipples. There we go. Nice smooth housing. Okay, so we got the axle housing sitting here. Now we're going to build this exactly like the picture, and we have to build both front and rear exactly the same, because otherwise when you get this thing back together, you're going to have a rear end that's going to go this way and a front end that's going to go this way, and you're just going to sit there and go chunk, 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 chunk. So you got to make sure you get these ring and pinions in the same on both sides, because if you notice on the differential here, or on the housing, it can go this way or it can go this way. Doesn't matter. What does matter is when you put these onto the truck and they goes opposite directions. Okay, so first thing we need to add into this piece here is a bearing. And it appears to be a small bearing to the south side. I guess I could look at the picture. And then on your pinion gear, you're going to take a small bearing and place it right there. And that's going to set right down in there. Well, you have to be somewhat quick at, or just do it like this. There's that and that. That sets in there. Your output shaft is good, pinion's good, and it's showing the flat side of the gear going to the long side of the axle. So we'll slide that right down in there. There you go. Okay, so that sets in there. Now we're going to need the main caps. I call them main caps because that's what they look like, main caps that go on a main bearing on the crankshaft of an engine, but they are, we'll call them diff caps. So here was one, and we're going to stick with this tree here since it's the same one that the other one came off of. Make sure there's no nipples. Golden. So this, oh, before we go slamming this all together, I've got some red axle grease. We're going to put all of this in here. Right like that and that. And now we'll put this in there. I just want to make sure that I have all the teeth colored. That's probably plenty. And we'll just keep rotating this. Some dry ones there. Slide that back just a fuzz. Okay, so we can see red grease in all of the teeth. Nice. It's not all sloppy. There really ain't no reason for packing that whole thing full, my opinion. Yes, building some AR-6s. So you're in Utah. You pack them full. I don't pack them full. I used to. Um, the reason I don't is because I feel like it could create a lot of friction on throughout the rest of it. I've got a nice ample amount on my gears here, so I'm gonna run them this way. If and also this axle's not gonna be ran this way for very long. As soon as them planetary gears get stripped out of there, it's gonna get a Vanquish locker put on it. I can guarantee it. I know Colby. If he's not already checking prices on the Vanquish locker, he's one of them best of the best guys. So I'm not real worried about it. Like I said, I don't look for it to be ran very long like this. I feel it has plenty of grease up in there. You keep the caps on it, keep it dry. I think it'll be all right. Yeah. Okay, so this is for an SMT-10 kit that I'm building. Um, Colby brought me by 2 kits. I got an SMT-10, and over here we've got an Axial Rift. So that's what we're putting together today. $18.99. $18.99. Would that be for the locker? Is that what the lockers run? Yeah, so I didn't realize it because I guess when I put lockers in my other AR-60s, they had some kind of iron cross inside of it. So I don't know what the iron cross did, but this one had planetaries inside of this housing. Like I said, I don't remember seeing them in that other one. Maybe that iron cross is a locker. I think I've got one sitting up here. 'Cause, I didn't throw it away. Because personally, I think it looks kind of cool. I just don't want to use it. Um, anyhow, I've got one running around here somewhere. Yeah, unlimited slip locker. Okay. Yeah, I don't run those. Let's see here. I remember putting a mini E-Revo diffs in backwards once. Yes, I rebuilt an Arma. Um, I want to say it was a Creighton. I don't think it was a Creighton. It was a BLX6 or something like that. That I had to replace the diffs in it, the planetary gears in it, and man, they were munched. So ordered a new set, got them in. Long story short, one was backwards. Had to take it all back apart, flip it around, put it back together. So we get these caps on here. More, more, more. Don't I don't feel comfortable with these screws. At all. Them aren't the right ones. This is telling me to use cap screws that they have not provided in the kit. I didn't realize in a kit you had to provide your own screws, so I could be screwed, per se. How to rebuild and mount AR-60s. I got a picture it gave me as the layout. As far as oh, the layout part of it, I got a book. I got a manual, man, that tells me what to do. I have no clue what those are. But this bag, there we go. Oh, bag looks like it has the same. I would need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Itchy. I got itchy in my eary. Longer screw button head. Yeah. So I was looking through these. Oh, my kneecap. I was looking through this bag of stuff and I'm not finding the proper button head to run that down with. I'm kind of skeptical about this one. Seems awful big and long. And that does this manual is honestly a joke. 'Cause I know once I get this in there, that one just seems too big. And too long. This one, no. This one, this bag B doesn't have cap heads in it. Bag A, that, this, and this, and those don't go there. Okay, those are gonna go there. Chapter 13. To Tau. Which leaves me with no screws to put these caps on. Well, don't be yelling at me, man. I'm I don't see this. It's too big. These are like the ones that we buy in the packs. Yeah, but so I don't feel like I should be having to use my button heads to put this together. Okay. Let's use the right screws here. How about that one? That's the one it calls for. Makes sense, huh? Yeah, ready. I don't know what picture I was looking at. Maybe it was in German. Well, I found the screws that they want. Mushroom head. I don't know what the hell kind of screw you would call it. But yeah. So I got my streaming platform figured out. Uh, so we're now streaming on Twitch as well as Facebook as well as YouTube. So you guys can watch me on any of those three platforms. And with like Super Cow and I was mentioning, when you don't run all the add-ons for the Twitch stream through the Steam Labs, the the video's a lot smoother when you're using an ancient computer. Loctite and plastic, get out of here, Jason. Come on. I don't use Loctite on plastic. Metal to plastic, I don't. We'll see. We will see. Now I know why you're yelling. I ain't using Loctite on these. It's plastic. Now, if we was going metal to metal, absolutely, I would use Loctite. But that's again, just that's my preference. All right, 4 caps are on. Now place on the differential housing cover. La da dee, la da da. So, had a pretty cool experience this weekend. A couple of them, actually. Went to see a buddy of mine's band play down in Warrensburg called Lantern Hill Nightmare. That, my friend, was a trip. It makes a better seal. I've never had them back out on me before. Now, metal, every time I do metal, and if I do not use a Loctite, yeah, it backs out. This is also a little something that I like to do. It probably doesn't help much, but I will take and put a little film of grease around this here. It does not have a gasket that goes here. I think maybe some of the grease can trap the dirt before it reaches the internals on the rear end. You call the old man. Get him on here. Get him on this thing. And he's going to tell you. He's going to be like, no, Jason, it wasn't that part I told you to put that on. It was this other part. That's why it kept coming apart on you. Yeah, I probably should run the text to speech. I probably should do that. I wish I could run it on the Facebook app too. That way I could just stay head down on this and listen to them funny emotions that AI tries to give you guys. Oh no, I want to go. I have one watching now. Started streaming less than a minute ago. Questioning my YouTube stream. I know you do. And yes, as Jason said, Lantern Hill Nightmare. That's some jazzy music. I can't say that it's not my cup of tea. Um, yeah, Super Cow it does. It makes them sound funny. But it's, it's definitely an emotional music. The guy is very passionate. The drummer is wicked, as Public Enemy would say. What are you gonna do? You're gonna Loctite those plastic to plastic pieces too? You are a killer of Loctite, my man. Okay. So it looks like we're going to be building the front axle now. What they are saying. So here's your completed housing and gear set. So now we're going to do the add-ons to make this a steer axle. So we will need 2 bearings. One here. This is one thing I do like about Axial. Most of their bearings you got. Yeah, I've never Loctited plastic. Um, it was Ben. Jason and I went and watched Ben. Thought we'd throw out some little bit of moral support. And I will tell you this, he was way the hell better than that first band. That first band was horrible, and the look on Jason and Ben's face when that dude started singing was priceless. I've never had the issue of the screws backing out, so. And I'll stand my ground. Now I won't back down. Where the hell we go? Bada boom, bada bing. There's an axle that is, look, you can hold this side and spin this side. Eh, 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 eh. We don't like that. Vanquish, Colby Trump, I'm telling you, Vanquish is the way to go on this axle. Alright, so we go them on. And there's a complete aluminum kit over there for AR set of AR-60s. I'm not quite for sure if he wanted me to use them on this set or if he wanted me to put them on something else. We'll build these up stock first, and then says, "Hey man, what about all that aluminum I bought?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I just wanted you to see them in stock form first." Ben is jazzy. Ben can play the damn drums. I will say that. Like a machine gun on there. Damn, I hope that's the way that thing goes, alongside on bottom. Correct. Alright, so now, this is where we can adjust our toe. We're going to set it dead center. Just because I don't know. There's questions on how this is going to be built in the end. Stage 1. Alright, toes set. Straight up and down. Whoa. Whoa. Axles flying out everywhere. I have when I punished them in my buggies. The stop start is hard on those screws. Well, this is a monster truck. Yeah. Old boy's like kick feet. I swear his legs have got to be tired by the end of the night. And that's the kick drum. It's like, man, what did he just play? That was Mary Had a Little Lamb, death metal style. Yeah, Vanquish makes amazing upgrade parts for everything. Alright, so all the overmolds are shaved. Sorry, OCD part there. Roll the hub, click. Roll the hub, one click. You want these rolled one click forward or backwards? I ran them straight up and down just because I don't know. I don't know. You want that back off. Roll the hub one click. So if that's center, I'll roll it one click forward or one click backwards. That is the question. Because this is not a buggy. All right, so now this is the let's see here. Now they're towed back. Depends on front or rear. Junior, the rear doesn't steer. Doesn't matter. But on the front, if I tow it back like that, I mean, because that's pretty decent tow backwards. I'm gonna put it back center. Let's see here. Oh, front rolls back, rear rolls forward. Rear can't roll forward because the rear is a cylinder and it doesn't matter as long as the daggum thing's on there. Like, that doesn't matter. We will. So we will roll the front back one. Let's see if we can get in between. Nope. It goes to center or it goes here to one. We'll move that slot all the way to the front and all the way to the front. Right like so. And now snubby stubby groove screws here for this. Unstubbier than these. Takes pressure off the shaft. Okay. Get the screw in there. Another good upgrade for this would be beef tubes in here. Just so you know, Colby. On rear wheel steer. Okay. Yeah. We're not doing rear wheel steer on this one. We are just doing the build as per Manuel. And then once we get it built as per Manuel, we will then decide. Well, Colby will decide what the hell he's going to do with it. I wouldn't have bought one of these. I personally like the C channel on the Mega Trucks. I like the C channel frame rails over this cage. Cages are too complex for me. I I don't like them. I'm not a buggy guy though. I have to keep reiterating that to people. I'm not a buggy man. So as far as your Capras, Bombers, Yetis, Wraiths, I don't care for them. No, hang out, Jason. Hang out. Where are you gonna go swimming? It's cold. So you're in Utah. Are you on your way back home? Yeah, definitely a yes on the C channel frames. Okay, so that's two big ones. Two, two, two. Okay. Making sure I had all of the, you know, bits and pieces. Which, to me, raises a very good question. Once I throw this bearing in here and this bearing in here. Oh, I guess I don't need all those bearings for the back because the back's different. You should come home. Did you ever get a hold of Calvin? Me all hanging in the air on that one. Okay. That is how we do it. Except for this thing isn't seated all the way in there or something. I'm working on a SMT-10. We just started it. We're building the axle shafts or the axles for it right now. So I'm working on a set of AR-60s. And I'm realizing that I don't really care for the kit for this so far. Axles are a big part of the build, and there's no bonus to this building a kit because don't have uh, don't have universal joint shafts. I've got dog bones, which suck. Planetary gears on a limited slip, not a locker differential, sucks. I just was expecting a little bit more, I guess. But this is a bone stock build. We're not doing any upgrades at this time. They will come short, but not right now. That's RCU next Tuesday. Yes, you will see me next Tuesday at Fastlane Racing Dirt Oval with the Death Metal Race crew, which got a little secret going in my dirt oval. Come on, man. Oh, come on. Let's see here. Okay. Yes, I was pumped for these kits on Friday. So, Colby, you want me to use those aluminum axle pieces on this build? This is the monster truck. I probably should have asked him before I started building this. Let me go grab that bag. I will be right back. All right, here we go. It's not that I'm disappointed in the kit, I'm disappointed in Axial. I just expected more from them in a kit. So I guess we are going to do upgrades today, right now. As a matter of fact, I need to pull these back off. Jason Graves. We are going to dominate Tuesday at the Dirt Oval track. I was telling Jason about my experience Friday at the death metal concert thing we went to. Bodie's. You were what kids? Oh, Kit. Yeah, Kit. Aluminium, aluminium, aluminium. Okay. So, get the back so it'll focus. Now, we turn that hub all the way to the front, he says. Like he might know something or something. Got a bounty to collect. Yes. Now, hey, Jason, on my motor, Graves, on my motor, I don't know that I want to put that in just yet. Okay. Also, break in. Is there any break in that I need to do on that specific motor? Also, I don't want to put it in because isn't there like some sort of secret sauce we put inside of it? Don't we put some kind of secret sauce in there? I've never, mm, never had an LMT or an SMT chassis. I've had neither. I don't even know what an LMT is. What would be the LMT? Just put it in and go, huh? Now, are you telling me this just so you can beat me too Tuesday? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in maybe this evening. Yes, I love. No matter what I build, I take it apart at least twice in the build. At least twice. And then I'm like, oh crap. Oh crap. Forgot. Would ruin a motor. Wouldn't ruin a motor. Well, and what I just put a new motor in my uh slash and it was I broke it in, proper break in, And then Jerry squirted some stuff on it, stuck it in it, and it ran good. My Bandit. I'm contemplating throwing that motor in my Bandit. And then drifting the corners. See, that should be my thing right there. Drifting them corners. That's where I should shine. Why in the hell isn't that going in there? What is your problem? That's lined up. This doesn't go on no further. Put it in the Bandit. Right on. I haven't swapped the motor out in the Bandit yet. That Bandit, I have better luck with it. This one is not going in there. There we go. Jerry squirted some stuff in it. Oh, put the one that's in my slash now in my Bandit. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to be running this motor on I'm going to be running the motor that's in my slash now, which I broke in myself. Jerry squirted on it. I'm going to put that in my Bandit and my new motor in my slash. Secret, secret. We've got a secret. It's just common drops. Everyone uses it. You're not cool if you don't do it. And it's not too awful common because I ain't never heard of it. More like an uncommon drop. All right. Oh, yeah. That's more like it. Hey, let's bevel all these things goofy angles. Watch them. Try to put them together. One thing I did notice, though, is there's not going to be enough bearings to do the rear axle. Unless I only... Pressing bearings into aluminum is not an easy task. There's zero tolerance. Okay. So now we get to upgrade. So this aluminum upgrade here on the steering that we're doing is a little bit better than just doing stock because You get brass steering bushings instead of plastic. Again, why wouldn't they send that in a kit? It's just in little upgrades to make people really want to buy them. So now we're putting brass sleeves in here, whereas before I was placing plastic sleeves. No, these bearings fit. They just got a really tight tolerance, and it's nice. So far, they feel like they're pretty decent set. Feel like it's a pretty decent set. About to screw up again here. Huh? Can you see it already? I throw that on there. Gotta have that. That's interesting. Bearing press for on a pair of vice grips. For these. Back in there. These have nice tight tolerances here. It seems like a pretty decent set of aluminum. Now, Jason, you should have been like, hey, you gotta use Loctite. Because, yeah, on this application right here is good for Loctite. Shake that stuff up. Because it looks like a lot of the tight separated from the lock. We want all the lock and all the tight together. I didn't know it separated like that, but so a little tip for y'all when using Loctite, it don't take much. Yeah, an old axle would make a good press. Um, that was not good, kids. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, Colby, I wasn't for sure if the aluminum parts were for this one or for another one that you got. If you wanted it on your Rift or on this. Okay. Don't want to turn that. I want to stick this. There we go. Eat bag. Eat a bag. Eat a bag. There we go. Loctite. Once that sets up, it ain't going nowhere. Ah, bro, I love you. There we go. Other side. Other side. Doggone. Um, Went out to do a little bit of crawling today. Got ate up by mosquitoes. What is going on? There we go. Guess there was a burr. Um, no, I didn't. Because she could care less about RC stuff. She told me she could care less about RC stuff. As a matter of fact, I think she hates it. She thought at first, oh, cool, he's got a cool little hobby he can enjoy. And then when she realized the madness that it turns into, she's like, hey, wait a minute, this sucks. Because it's not just a crawler, it's not just a drift car, it's not just an airplane, it's not just a boat. It's bits and pieces for this one, bits and pieces for that one. Drama, drama, drama. More bits and pieces. A little bit of drama. This guy don't like this guy. You can't hang around this guy, or we're not friends. I'm not gonna be your friend. That thing, you know. Drama, drama, drama. Well, if you talk to him, I'm not talking to you. Oh, that's not very cool. Dude, you've been all over Epic Landscape. What are you talking about? But I could only imagine Utah being rock and roll. I mean, are the rocks orange? There we go. I'm trying to keep this in the frame so everybody can see it. Rolled them the wrong way. So I don't do that crap, man. Oh, and Super Cow? Yep, back in the high school. That's the truth. I'm gonna have to read that comment. Super Cow. Drama, drama, drama. And before you know it, you've got a few grand in one RC and you're back in a high school clique again. Yep. But this is number 3 for pulling this part off, so we're par for course. Red Rock, Green Rock Plain is epic. Very close to Moab. Go check out the salt flats. Do some speed runs in the RV. Oh, no, that's right. How about turn? I didn't have to take that off, by the way. I thought I had it wrong. It just depends on how you. It depends on how you look at it. If you look at it like that, yeah, you're leaning forward. If you look at it like that, yeah, you're leaning back. It's all a matter of perspective. It's all a matter of perspective, my friend. Let's look. Da boom. Leaning forward. Da boom. Leaning backwards. That's right, right? Or is that just wrong? Wrong. That's right. Shh. Who knows? I've got myself confused now. I'm going to have a sip of my ginger ale and figure this out. Very good. Mormon country, God, dude, you'd fit right in. Let's see here. I seen. Let's shave that. Okay. We'll go ahead and throw the steering links on it. And that's only because of the no Pepsi recovery. Yes. I, so I had a procedure this week and I had to do a flush and no colored or dark drinks or anything like that. So I went and bought me a 12 pack of Squirt and a 12 pack of Canada Dry. And I'm pretty much thinking Pepsi's about on its way out. What the hell is polygamy? I wasn't even talking about that. Oh, man. Anyhow, let's see here. Let's put the truss on. Back to the axles. Oh, brother. if it goes that way, I'm leaning forwards. I don't want to lean forwards. So I'm building it like the picture. Yeah! I'm on my live. All right. I'll get this spun around here. Number 3. A close cousin of a cousin of yours lives very close to Moab and wants you to come out one day. If I had an opportunity to go out to Moab, I would definitely take it. I don't know if I'm gonna get this out of there. Nuts on top. Bolt the stabilizer from the bottom. Okay. I will take that advice. But I wanted my axial thing right side up, and if I want that, I gotta have that leaning the other way. So I had to change that right quick. And boom, boom. There we go. That's got it leaning back. Okay. There we go. Okay. That started, that's all together. Each one knows. I wish there was a different way that these hubs mounted to this axle. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember 100%, but if the tubes right there, what Jason said, stainless tubes to put in here for this screw to go into, other than this plastic shaft. I don't. Not quality. It's not quality. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Jeez, where's the steering at now? 132. I'd have $4. You're calling stable. Oh, this stabilizer from the bottom link, steering link on top. Is that what you're talking about? The steering link, or are you talking about the truss? I can't just rotate this because it will then throw my pitch to where my tires are freaking off. You know, likey. Yeah, I know they're wrong. I had to change my pitch. And I rotated the daggum things all the way wrong way. Dude. Yeah. I'll eventually make it look like the picture, okay? It will eventually look like the picture. So now my axle shafts are facing downwards. Okay. Now we're back square again. Long rod for the front. Put the nuts on top. Screw through bottom. Whoa, that was fast. What happened? I don't know what happened there. It showed me screwing really fast like a rabbit on this thing, and then all of a sudden everything went black and YouTube froze up. I'm gonna keep on trucking. Going for the gold, baby. Going for the gold. As long as Facebook's still running. I don't have Twitch up, so I don't know what the quality. Oh my gosh, over there is. But I do have. Probably. I'm afraid if I pull it up, then I'm gonna start getting a crappy stream. I absolutely hate steering bushings. Okay. Ooh, son of a bitch. Yeah, I could see that, but I've gotten so low on my stock. I need to put in another order. I'm thinking about doubling that order this round. There we go. Still running on Twitch. Cool thing, cool thing. And I've got one person watching over on YouTube, and I think it's RCU next Tuesday. One made a comment. Right. Shafts on the shafts. That looks like ass. Because now see, I don't like this. So if you look at this axle, you can see on the ends there's an angle on this steering part, and then it's angled back to straight right there. Well, on that steering part, that points that tab downwards, whereas on this other side, the same thing, it points downwards. So now I've got two tabs pointing downwards to each other that are supposed to be put to a parallel rod. It's still over there, pal. It's still over there. Don't worry about it. Ain't going nowhere. Ain't sold it yet. Haven't got that hard up for money. And you're saying put this to the bottom side. Sounds like a good idea. But we will flip it around so that the Cool Racing laser etching is still visible. Alright. That's going to go through there. That's going to go through there. And this all had bits and pieces here, through there, through here. If I do this, I may end up having to switch the side that the link's on. Who knows? I don't like the fact that this is threaded on the steering tab, because I guess I can always just stick this on and run it down. But they didn't. The screw they sent isn't even long enough. So it doesn't matter. So can I go through this? Can I go through this? No. So I'm going to have to dig into stock of screws here. And I just had them. I was bolting something together earlier. Oh, I was bolting together. And that's pretty much the same size as what's in here. So we're going to step up the game. Nope. Don't tell me my longest one is the same size as my... Oh my god. Whoa. I'm getting messages here didn't know about because I'm still on silent. That done real quick. Bam, done. And I should have never give her my PayPal information. Oh, does it? Well, as far as screws to mount this hoss down, I don't have a whole lot of options. Here we are bouncing back and forth between different size screws, so we gotta have a different size wrench. Every freaking screw in this freaking freaker. But we're getting her. Well, this in here should definitely be long enough. Wink, 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 wink. Cha. Good. Good and tight. Okay. And because I missed it, we'll slap some Loctite on the threads there. We'll take this and back it back down through here. Okay. Yeah. And in there, and there we go. So now that's lock-titted. And I don't need a long one on this side because it's not going through a steering link as well. So I will need to find an average, not big, not small, just an average sized one. Yeah, and I'm caught in between. I have the 24s use that dinky super tiny thread. Then the 10s, well, depending on what I'm building, uses the little mushroom. Wait a minute. So that side's not threaded. This is going to be my steering side. This is going to be, son of a bitch, my non-steering side. Oh, oh. Let's see here. Non-binary pride. I need real free and high quality service to increase my viewers. Check streamdetails.com. Top streamers already use it. Non-binary pride. Well, you know what? Rose VFF. You can blaze on and quit spamming on my thing. Um, I'm not a non-binary advocate, so you came to the wrong area for that, for sure. So move along. 8. 8 what? 8 up. I don't know why these people put that bullshit on here and feel like they have to let everybody know. Because when I got on here, I'm froze on Facebook. Son of a bitch. Come on. All right, are we back live again on Facebook? Because I'm not holding no damn wrench in my hand. I'm good on the other two. Okay, there we are back again. But as I was saying, I had a non-binary pride spammer try advertising something to me. I probably ought not make no comment about this, but I'm going to. When I come on and bring you a live video, I don't care if you think I'm a boy or a girl. There's no binary bullshit that I use to describe myself. I don't come on here and say, "Hi, I'm a heterosexual RC builder. My name is Mike." I don't expect them to come onto my page. I'm talking about over on my Steam Labs chat list here. I don't expect them to come on there and tell me that they're non-binary pride and all this bullshit. I don't care. Oh, son of a bitches. Get me all fired up. Where's my... I need a cigarette. Oh, so Super Cow says it's the new buy viewers bot, but instead they say that. I gotta watch what I say. I gotta watch what I say. I gotta mind my tongue. Mind your tongue. Mind your tongue. Watch what you say. You may offend someone. Okay. I know I've got a longer screw around there somewhere. What? Why did that come up? Oh, it must have hit a button. Oh! What? Why did that come up? Mute! Mutiny! It's a mutiny! Let's see here. What can I do to this person? Click to reply. Delete. Man, deleted that thing. Wow. All of a sudden I've got hearts and thumbs flying up. Alright. We're building an RC truck here. So we will let it go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alright. 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 There we go. Look at the long things in there. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be for the top links to go through the truss. Let's see here. I need to find a long screw. I'm hoping I just may have threw like one of the wrong screws in with it and I just grabbed that instead. Oh boy, but it doesn't look like it. So this through here, this through here. Reduce the friction by putting this on there, in which there wouldn't be any because it's riding on the ball, but you know, sounds good. So if I lose the friction reducing washer, I have just enough for the tip to fit. In which that's probably going to need some Loctite. You talking that axle truss? Listen to you, Jason. That's some good advice. Love your neighbor as yourself. Remember, I know. Jeez Louise. Taking advice from Jason on that. But anyhow, these trusses here, yeah, you need to ask the old man about that. He'd give you a lowdown on them aluminum trusses. He said no. Because somebody had some up for sale. And I almost bought them. And he said, you're wasting your money. He won't steer us wrong. I got to get a longer screw for this. I'll put this one on it just to hold it. But it's going to have to be longer. Yeah, it's not going to work. So one down. I got to do the truss. I got to put the truss on it. You're talking about this, right? Because this is for the links. But on the right way. Go right on there. Bam, bam, bam. And as far as the the truss you run plastic, yeah. So I am running hot racing links on this set, and them are some bad boy link mounts too. That's one of the better purchases I've made. The hot racing. Silicone earplug, the center diff on the X-Max, and lock the front and rear. Okay. I don't know. But yeah, these hot racing, because they give you so much options. You can add shocks. You can put on uh, limit straps. I do like them metal links. I will. Yeah. So I don't have a set for this one. I don't recall you passing off a set of them. I did have the hot racing ones on my AR-60s from my mega truck that I built. But you know, um, an ashtray. Yeah, them hot racing links are tits. I know there's a hole there. There it is. Got that one. This one. And the pass through, which I'm assuming is going to be one like that. First. Yeah. Bingo. Back to the big one. 10-4, good buddy. We will catch you in a minute. I guess that's not the right screw for this one. It's not going far enough. I think it may. It's that coarse thread button. I guess I could look at the. Yep, coarse thread button. Pay attention. Straying from the manual. Back to the manual. Because my knowledge base just left the building. really wish Jerry could hop on. As Jerry hops on, he's the man with all the knowledge and the ideas. All right, so these two small pieces here are what we call servo mounts. They are going to go on a plate. There should be a plate. We're going to need 2 of those. There should be a plate here, right here. This is going to go down onto this, like that. And it's going to receive this one and one more just like it. There it is. Okay. I don't know why that thing is popping. Okay. No, solitaire. I don't want to play solitaire. I'm doing a game. I'm getting the axle built here, Steve. Well, once I unfreeze. I am getting an axle built. We are making progress. That bad boy driven down in there. And this bad boy here. Okay, so he sent me a pic in my messenger. I didn't hear it come across, but somebody sent me something 3 times. Okay. Hey, bud, what's Jim's info? Don't think we're friends on here on Facebook? I am not even sure of his last name, LOL. The trailer I borrowed, it was too narrow for my buggy. It's not going to fit. So, his name is Jim. I don't know if it's IEEI. I will have him use this. Here, let me do this. Let's see if I can start typing it and if it will bring up a taggable. Nope. It's not going to bring it up to tag him. Okay. So they put a spanking on Arizona. All right. Oh, that's use this. Okay. So this is Vanquish product. Ooh, that is good. Okay, so that's some good information that I just received on these axles. Because if I would have built these, not looking at this, I would have put the daggum ring and pinion on the rear on the wrong side. So, let me make this bigger. It's like a cutaway view of these axles. And you can see how we have the ring and pinion on the short side of the shaft on the front. just like they had built. But on the back, on the rear axle, the ring and pinions is on the long side of the shaft. So if I would have built that like I was saying, I would have had an issue. Yes, Steve, that is who I am speaking of. The man with the plan. I got off there. Where'd that? There we go. Throw this one over here. And like a Chevrolet axle. So they do mimic the real thing very closely. Oh, steering servo mount. Okay, so aside from mounting the links on, so this is what we were talking about on these link tabs. You've got two options for your links to mount, and then I'm assuming a shock. Well, with the hot racing link tabs, now I've got these on the wrong side, but you have the two for that, but then you have two more, and then you have another one. So you've got options out the wazoo. You got your lower, upper, middle, and then front and rear for mounting different shock positions, different link positions, a limit strap. And to me, limit straps seem kind of goofy because uh, if your shocks are too long, just get the right size shocks and everything should be okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I've got to spin this around because, of course, I wasn't paying attention when I put that on, and I put it on backwards. And I'm going to have to take it all the way back apart. Yep, we got to get that T-trailer squared away so we can haul a bug down to Disney, Oklahoma. So I need to pay better attention. Okay. Whoa. Was that not ran all the way in? Or did I started taking it out and didn't finish? So, yeah. Wrong truss. Right truss. Now my links for the top are pointed the right direction. Or my link mounts. Wing, 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 wing. So I'm going to hit the refresh on that page and then see what it says. Bow. 2 hours ago. So, dude, we've been streaming for 2 hours. Where's my time? Yeah, it's almost 3 hours. I am not proud of that. 3 hours, and I've gotten one axle done. Of course, there was probably 2.5 hours of hog jawing. In which I feel like I'm pretty much a professional hog jawer. I do talk to myself quite a bit, which helps. And let's flip that because I'm assuming that this is going to set up a cassette and then that's going to roll on. Yeah, that's right. I'm glad I paid attention to that before I screwed it down so I didn't have to unscrew it too. But yeah. Super Cow, that's twice on the link mounts. Are you learning something here, Steve? This should be a very educational video. I'm going to say I probably met Steve 36 years ago. And, yeah, I'd probably say 36 years ago. And met him a couple times in between. And I hadn't seen him for at least a good 25. And then saw him one day out on a job site when he was working for a moving company. And then met him again just here recently, 4th of July. Okay. Now this is going to take a button. Yo, I seen that, and it's a good thing you put that up there, Jason, on my messenger, because when I was building this first one, I was talking about paying attention to the side that the ring and pinion's on. Well, I didn't know that on the rear it was going to be flipped. Thanks for that heads up. I would have had the bucking issue that I was talking about. 30 years? Bro, I'm going to say 36, 34. It's been 34. At least 34. Now, how old is... Yes, I did. So, 2020 free will be my... Oh, 2023 will be my 50th year in Kansas. Was you born in Kansas? Aren't you going to be 50 in November? thought your birthday was in November. You were only going to be 50 years old. The voice to chat didn't understand what you were saying, but I did. 2023, not 2023. Oh, you're going to be 55 in November. Okay. Yep, get to take full advantage of the IHOP Senior Citizen discount. Heck yeah. I'm going to take you to IHOP, give you the bill. That way I get. I I don't know it all, but I'm pretty damn close to knowing it all. Pretty damn close. I tell you this, I know that this screw doesn't go in that damn link. I'm pretty close to knowing it all. I'm more reserved. I tend to sit back and watch. I don't I don't like to flaunt it too much. Now that is a complete axle. All we gotta do is install the servo and bam. Again, I don't like dog bones. That's all the steering you get out of a dog bone. Universals, universals. Yeah, and that's it, Jason. I just like to stay humble. I just sit back and pretend like I don't know anything. But I'm actually one of the smartest guys you'll ever meet. Why not, Steve? You get 10% off. I don't get no breaks, or I'd take you to breakfast. Yes. And because I don't like them, I may let him run them and break them. I couldn't do that to him. Colby's a good guy. I couldn't do that to him. I would just be sure to let him know, hey, before you run this, you may want to set these or snappy, snappy. All right, so now we're assembling the rear AR-60, which should go a lot quicker since we don't have all the other moving parts to have to assemble and disassemble and assemble and disassemble again. Uh, I'm not using their factory grease. I tore apart some of their differentials on a ready to run and wasn't real pleased with their shortening they put in there. So that's why I'm using the red axle grease. I'm going to set that out of the way. I ain't even looking at it. All right, so on the back side, Thanks to Jason, we now know that the ring and pinion goes on the long shaft side. And we're gonna, and like we've discussed this before, going swimming done helping you. Oh man, it's just not the same without you up here pecking away. Suck it in, suck it in. Run that through, get that on all them teeth, just like we did the other side. Look at that, nice and even. And caps. Cap, cap. And we know from the last side, it goes cap, cap, with mushroom head screw. Yeah, Steve, I'm so excited. I can't wait for your birthday. What gear grease do I use? I use Valvoline, GM, Chrysler, European, and Japanese multi-purpose grease. Disc brake, wheel bearings, steering linkage, chassis, suspension, and universal joints. Just your standard bearing grease, automotive bearing grease is what I use. These things don't get hot enough to dissipate the grease. And that's how she works. All right. So you're telling me if I wanted to make a four-wheel steer, I could throw this on here and make an AR-60? That is no way. Is that even possible? Okay, reaching out. Who do I have that I can ask? Is it possible to make a 6x? It is possible. I'm looking at it right here. Make a 6x out of an AR-60 axle. Right there it is. Add another pinion gear to this side. That is totally doable. And you could have a 6x6 with AR-60s. I'm going to hang on to them dudes. I was just looking for a pumpkin to put on it. And if I do remember correctly, the axial symbol goes on the short side. Got you in suspense, bro. So where are we having this party out at Jim and Lisa's? Steve? Also, Steve, are you a Ford guy or a Chevy guy? Got a lot of questions for you. Something ain't fitting right. Pop, 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 pop. So are you a Ford or a Chevy guy? Or is that what you don't have a clue about? I don't like the way that's fitting on there. Chevy truck, square body, I'm assuming. Which would be like your 73 to 87, 88, early 88. Be all square body. Yeah. And then 88 to, or late 88, 89 is the OSB. I gotta find out what's going on here. There's a screw in it. That's what's going on. I'm a Chevy guy myself, always have been. My favorite years of Chevrolet are 47 to 53. As if you couldn't tell by looking in my garage. Why is this not sucking down? '73 to '87. You got to call back after church. Oh, I forgot to call. Yeah, it's because after church we had ended up going out to dinner at a restaurant, and then I fell asleep on the way back home. My goodness, don't like the way that cap sits on there. Did I watch the game? No, I don't like football. I don't like professional sports. Not a professional sports fan. I did not watch the game. I would rather go watch a high school Friday night football game than go watch a professional game in a stadium. Is that a high school football game? Your drinks aren't $12. And the kids aren't playing for money. They're playing because they like it. Or their dad likes it and make them play. It's not that I'm not a Chiefs fan. It's just I'm not a professional sports fan. I think they're over. I'm talking out my ass again. Probably shouldn't say that. Keep my comments and opinions to myself. I don't like the way that sits on there. A bearing in the end. Ta-da. And a bearing in the end. Ta-da. Bust this cap up on here. Ta-da. Shave that nipple off there. Ta-da. I would seriously think. Nope, not this cap. Got an aluminum set right here. But I would seriously think there would be a bearing a little closer to the wheel. Look like Chevy axles. Uh, if you pretend hard enough, they could. I still feel like there needs to be a bearing in that. Long axle. Doggone. I wonder if one might be able to tell me how I would get. Maybe there isn't a bearing in there. Maybe the bearing goes there. No, because then I wouldn't be able to get it past that without rolling this all the way like that. A Dana 60, that that brings up something very good because they are modeled after a Dana 60. They're called AR 60s. And just like in the 10-2 world, you have modeled after the Dana 40 or the Dana 44. Let's see here. That sets on something, so. But modeled after the Dana 44, you've got the AR 44. And then if you're going into the portal axle realm, you're looking at AR-45s. Which came out on the SCX 10-3. I guess the 45s could be a portal or a straight axle. It just depends. They have conversion kits. But the 10-3 came out with the AR-45, and the 10-2 is the AR-44. The frame I haven't started yet. I started with the axles, just because that's where the Manuel started. So that's where I started. And as soon as I complete these, homeboy's gonna have to go get some food. Super cow. Now that I mainly wrench on large scale stuff, it's kind of weird wrenching on small scale. Yeah, to me, it's going to be weird going back to large scale, in which we're about to start here soon. We're going to take the 53 Chevy Rat Rod out to my dad's and start doing getting the chassis swap done on it, and hopefully we'll be driving that pretty soon to car shows. And also get the brake lines done on the 52 fire truck. Get rid of these empty bags. Okay. Perches. Go up and over to the top side. The frame for the rat rod or the frame for this? Steve, are you asking about the rat rod frame or the SMT frame? 'Cause yeah, I haven't started on this yet. This is a tube chassis. It's a conglomeration of tubing. So it's not like a real uh, it's not like a real C channel. Fine, dude. We'll see you later. Have a good evening, Steve. I ain't eaten yet. I ain't done. I gotta finish this axle before I go eat. What kind of car did he have there, Super Cow? '73. Ooh, yeah. Nice ride, nice ride. I am definitely a classic Mopar fan. I had a '71 Dart Sport 2 that was banana yellow with a black vinyl top. And I had a '72 Challenger SE with a 440 Magnum that I never even got to drive. Had an '85 Dodge Ram with a 360, short bed, four-wheel drive, a 12-inch lift, 35s. I had a couple old Power Wagon pickups. They weren't nothing. One was an '88 and one was a, I guess it was just the '88 that I had. '88 and an '85. I don't know why I thought I had a couple. I had a couple Dodge Dakotas. Wasn't big fans of those. I mean, it was what it was. Okay, so this kit sells you short on screws for the truss. Why? Well, we don't know, but we do know we are two, I call them panhead, flathead screws. And we're going to bounce into bag C and pull them out of here because this looks like all servo stuff, and I used all my servo stuff on the all the other bolts, put servo parts together. So call you later. All right, later. Yeah, I'd definitely leave that one all original. Finding parts for that shit, bro, get raped. Two, just exactly what I needed. I needed one for here. And you can thank Graveyard Cars and Gas Monkey Garage for blowing up the prices of all them cars. Chip Foose, all them car shows, Rusty Garage or whatever the hell they're called, they destroyed that market for a normal person to be able to afford them. 6K for the project car, yeah, and you get the parts in it and stuff. You can turn it for pretty hefty profit. Them cars do hold their value very well. I did it again. There ain't no way to not. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay. So now we're gonna pull all this back apart on top. It's not like you can just spin the damn thing around and it'll work. The axle housing didn't know. The axle housing didn't know that it was going to go on this side. But had someone been paying closer attention when installing the link mounts, you would also see that the axial symbol on the front of the differential cover is now upside down. That's okay. I could turn it over. That's going to result in removing more screws. Hey, come on, get in there, get in there. Well, I would get the thing out, Super Cow, and I'd drive that sucker. Does it need totally overhauled? I would just make sure that you put all your factory parts and stuff back in it, and yeah. Dadgum, already almost dark outside. Well, it is dark outside. Days are getting shorter. Oh, that ain't bad. That's what my 52 fire engine needs is wheel cylinders, brake lines, master cylinder. And other than that, maybe a new fuel line. And it'd be good to go. Super love driving that thing. It's like a 4100. I don't know. 2-ton dually. Yeah, that's the hardest thing on a car. Just letting it sit. Absolutely the hardest thing. Tires dry rot, brake lines rust up, rubber seals and bladders all tend to go dry rot. It's weird because if you drive them and you use them, they don't seem to dry rot. Alright, there we go. So now we got everything turned right side up, mounted right side in. Brackets on the right side. Casings are on correctly. I generally do a good break-in process on these axles when I'm rebuilding them for myself. Pretty much what I'll do is slide them onto here. This just kind of gets everything seated good. Alright, and that's my build on AR60s. Everything's good and snug. Everything feels good, looks good. Brand new set of axles. Front ski, rear ski. Well, front ski, rear ski. And let's see what that leaves us with. I've got another set of housings up here. That just so happen to be empty. And that's exactly what that does. Now, that little adapter piece that they give you allows you to be able to run a pass-through. So you would run a ring and pinion in this axle, but you would have a pinion on this side and a pinion on this side. This pinion would go to another pinion on a rear end, like this, and you would be able to then have a 6x6. You'd be able to run two rear axles with a short shaft from here to here. I'll be crikey. They give you 2 servo mounts. There was some chubs. There we go. Here. 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 And here. And here. You can make an 8x8. You can make a however many by however many you wanted, I guess. Run a triple axle. Trash and trash. And here's the links. But we're going to hold off on these for right now. They give you 2 sets of rear links, 2 sets of front links. Now, this steering link is just something to be admired. That's so massive. I don't dig it. Servo sabers, we don't use ball ends and trash. Servo saber parts, and that can go in there. And I set that manual up here. As I was looking here, yeah, we're not using that steering system, so okay, so that's just the way that the shocks mount through on the, that's why it looks like I have 2 fronts and, or 2 sets of rears. Because shocks just mount through the bottom link. Uh-huh. Yep. Ba-bam, ba-bam. Yep, we won't be using a steering servo saver. All right, looks like next on the agenda is shocks. But we're not going to start that tonight. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and... what size brushless motor should you run? Man. Recommendations on motor. I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest with you. I would probably start with like maybe a 2700 or a 3500, 3200, whatever they are. KV. I would definitely run brushless. I wouldn't run a brushed motor in this. It doesn't really say. Well, they're gonna run a brushed motor, but DYNS 12222. And there'd probably be a 27 turn. I'm assuming a 27 turn, like they would run in the Wraith. But they don't give a listing for the part number on it. Oh, shoot. Yeah, definitely a brushless motor. Um, but like I was saying, I imagine the SMT probably came with a. I can get no comments on this one, so I can SMT 10 RTR. Let's see. It is brushed if you buy it RTR. If you also buy it RTR, you get it with a fluorescent green chassis. And as far as motor, .12 turn. Yeah, and it comes with a Dynamite ESC, which is crap. And it's probably a Dynamite motor now. But it's showing a 2S LiPo down to 2LT. 32 pitch. Gearing with a 56 tooth spur and a 14 tooth pinion for 2S. It does not tell you what to run on 3S. So what I would do is I'd run probably a 3700 kV brushless motor. Get that Hobbywing Quick Run, the BL 120, and I think this thing's going to be a blast for you. You're running. You're not going to run the monster truck tires. So that's going to make a difference. It is a 550 can motor if you're running brushed. But it doesn't tell you the dadgum turn. Motor size 550 motor type brushed. There, yeah. So it is a Dynamite. They're recommending a Dynamite 12-turn 550 brush motor. I wouldn't do it. I would not run that. And the Dynamite 60 amp, no. So go with the brushless setup. I'd do 3500 with a 10BL 120. Just like the one that you have in your drift car. But any Housers, Doogie Housers, I'm going to bounce off of here because the wife's going to be home and she's going to want to chit chat. And we're going to come back to this again probably tomorrow when I get off of work. Now, Tuesday I won't be able to come back because I am going to be dirt oval racing where you can catch us over on Death Metal RC. Uh, we do live there and we're going to be, well, we'll probably be Twitching, YouTubing, and Facebooking on Tuesday night. So stay tuned. It, like I said, though, it won't be on Thornbush. It'll probably be over on the Death Metal RC uh, page. But anyhow, yes, it was good seeing you too, Super Cow. Glad you tuned in. And we'll keep this build going till she's done. So you guys take care.